All right.
Okay. We're 8:02.
Yeah, you can stop. What's stop? Are you not hearing me?
Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's good to have everyone here. This is beautiful. We can hear you, and I'm happy I'm seeing some great blessings in our auditorium right now.
Turn off the background noise, background sound.
There's no sound. Good to have everyone.
Okay.
You're all welcome.
Paul,
I
am I
can
good
see
to go?
you are very much good to go. I can see some wonderful faces. Ikita and a lot of them are all here. Ibe, James, Chinedu, and Aminu, Nanta, Down, Dave, Roberts. We have some great faces here in the hall today. So you're all welcome. Over to you, the host. This is a beautiful occasion to have everyone. It's Global Power Platform Bootcamp, and we're happy you're here with us. Um, Stephanie, you are the landlady of the house today. So let's have a beautiful discussion and a beautiful moment with the great men that we have in the house. Thank you everyone for coming. Do exercise, be patient with us. We're still expecting some quite a numbers of people to come in and join us on this platform. Jonas Obina, I can see you. You're welcome. You're looking good. And everyone there can see great people there. So Stephanie will be is our host today, and we're giving a bit of time. In the next 2 minutes, the full curtain will be unveiled, and we can all comment. Thank you. Welcome.
Okay, so can you react if you can hear me? Can you react or just drop a chat if you can hear me? Yes. Thank you. Oh, I can see all your reactions. Good evening, everybody. It's so good to have you, and welcome to the 7th Power Platform and Agent Bootcamp, just edition. Oh my God, I can't even believe we're having the 7th edition. And I'll be hosting the bootcamp, and also with the biggest team and the biggest community ever, the Just Microsoft community. Please, can we just give them a reaction? They've been nothing short of amazing. Yes, so this bootcamp it's here, right, to help each and every one of us to know what the Power Platform is about: automation, AI, agents, everything. It's for beginners, it's for people that already know what you're doing. And so I'm also want to use this time out to appreciate the speakers and everybody, because I know I would probably not have another time to do this, but now, because Paul is going to come and take over my shine. So thank you to everyone that showed up. 26 of you, that's plus me, right? Thank you all for showing up. And also, before we kick start, because I want us to keep to time, it's weekend, and we'll probably have a lot of things to do tomorrow. So a little housekeeping, right? Please, when you are on the call or when you come in, okay, for us that are here already, please let's make sure our mics are muted, right? And then also you can always feel free to ask any question in the chat box, right? Just beside your screen, or if you're using your laptop or your mobile phone. So feel free to ask questions anytime using the chat, right? And then there's also going to be question and answer. So in case if you forget your question when a speaker is speaking, just drop your question in the chat and then we can read it during Q&A. And the best part, please enjoy each session, enjoy this experience, and I can't wait to hear your feedback at the end of this boot camp. So I don't know if our speakers are, I can see some of our speakers. Okay, I can see, I'm sorry if I'm not going to be able to call your name properly, right? So Mateboho, right? Yes, that's one of our speakers. Thank you so much. Fortress, thank you so much. I think I can't see every other person. Let me see. Okay. Afolabi Farouk, yes, thank you so much. Oh, Boss Tabitha is around. How come I couldn't see Boss Tabitha in my I couldn't see you until I tapped on the participants. Welcome, Boss T. I'm trying to just call out our speaker. So far, oh yes, Ladis. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Andre. Yes, you have a nice voice. I forgot to tell you. Thank you so much. Yes. So I think we should kickstart, Paul. Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you. Can hear you very, very loud and clear.
All right. So yeah, so I'm done with my welcoming and opening and housekeeping. So the next on our agenda is the team lead, which is Paul. Please, can we appreciate our team lead? There is no team lead like any other than our team lead, Paul. Please, can we just give him a reaction? Me, I love you big. I'm giving you all the love. Thank you so much. So over to you, Paul.
All right. Thank you very much. I feel like standing up. I don't know. We're so used to you know, the stage thing for almost about 6 years or 7 years now. It's been a ride on stage and physical in-person thing, and this is one of its kind, a history making, hosting the first virtual bootcamp in the city of Jos and Nigeria itself, in the northern Nigeria here. My name is Paul Simon Umaru. I am a Microsoft certified professional and also a certified trainer. I currently a consultant specialist with a few institutions in Nigeria here. And as a community lead, I'm welcoming all of you to this historic event making, the 7th Global Power Platform Bootcamp and the 6th of its kind here in Jos. We've been hosting it. It started from the year 2020-2021 with Go Virtual, and it was first launched by Tabitha Harris. She's here with us, and now she's leading as the CEO of Heroes Hub, and a partnering company with the Just Microsoft community that they set up. And we're happy to have that first bootcamp. It has been able to produce and is doing a lot of great things in the city and in the community itself. So I welcome you on board to the 2026 Power Platform Bootcamp. Now, somebody asked me a question that what is a Power Platform Bootcamp? What is this Power Platform, Microsoft Power Platform you've been looking at? And I just said one thing. I said the Power Platform Bootcamp is a suite of a kind of a low-code platform or a no-code platform. It's a developer gathering whereby a set of developers come together and say, come, we can actually build a solution without literally using code. We can build same solution that developers are building with years of coding, 6 months, 7 months of coding. We could build those solutions with limited coding. We could build analytical system. We could build machine learning models. We could automate institutions, automate workflows with literally no coding at all. And we're like, okay, how can you do this? And that is the birth of Microsoft Power Platform. Then it began with the Power Apps, began with the Power BI, began with the Power Automate. Then we get into virtual agents to building AI models without single coding. I remember building my first app literally on the phone using the Power Platform suite. So we have them in large number from Dynamic 365, which is a business model for banking institutions and financial institutions, to also cloud computing, which is Azure. It will surprise you that the Azure platform itself has a two-way. It has a coding and it has a no coding. So you choose you want to code, you choose you don't want to use coding. So it's just a general platform for everyone. So we're happy to have that moment for all of you. So that's the essence of Power Platform Bootcamp that we are in. And then we get to that stage where the just Microsoft community, they decide to say, we won't just be a community that we're learning this thing by ourselves. Now, how do we move further? Then we started building solutions with for each bootcamp that we hold, we build solutions. In 2023, we built a solution known as the event management system. It's able to manage events, automate events from the scratch to the day of the event, and post-event also, we're able to run analytics seamlessly using the Power Platform and the Microsoft 365. And this community has seen us produce a lot of ambassadors up to the legendary elite stage of ambassador program with Microsoft, the gold ambassador. And then we saw the first MVP coming from Tabitha Harris, the CEO of Harris Hub, and a lot of them from Go Virtual. And of recent, we have also Stephanie here is also an MVP. And we have also the Microsoft certified trainer. And it will surprise you that even though we're having changes in the system, that some of these awards are becoming has the financial implications, yet the Just Microsoft community is able to hit the rock and ensure that we are in the global space, we're able to pay through seamlessly and still maintain our licenses going forward. So we've been able to also participate and partner with a lot of institutions and communities where with the Google Dev Fest here in Just, and we did a lot of coding and a lot of coding competitions, a lot of things, and also part of our community members come out top of the notch in that coding aspect. You know, when you talk of programming, you say, no, we are also mostly programmers. And then we've been working also in collaboration with Hillis Hub to facilitate the Wurom Tech Hub community here, starting here in the Jos South. Most of our event has always been around the central Jos and the Jos North. This time, the community decided to say, why don't we go further? We have the Jos South, and they've always been coming around. And then in collaboration with Hillis Hub coming together to say, Microsoft community, we want you to come facilitate a community here in the Jos South. And we answered the call. And currently, we're setting up a tech community also there, the Wurom Tech Hub, which is sponsored also and partnering with the NIPS. They're doing a lot there. So the Microsoft community is putting itself together to see that let's support our very own, who has she has been at the forefront. Let's support her also in seeing that we have a successful community in the Jos South. So if you're in Jos South, we want you to reach out to the platform of the Wurom Tech Hub or Legacy Foundation, which is I think the Birom community, and see yourself registered in that. We're doing a lot of training in that angle, and it's core technology. So a lot of us are engaged in that, and by that, we have been able to also look at building solutions and building our own livelihood. And I can see from the community, we've been able to have people who are no more in the country. They've traveled out and they're working. Some are in other states of the federation. This is a beautiful thing for us. And like we said, for every Power Platform bootcamp, there is always a mystery, and that mystery is it always produces greatness. And for this virtual bootcamp is the first we're doing. We wanted doing an in-person event, but due to the spread of our leaderships and our members, we decided to say most of them cannot be able to come. We understand the reality of Nigeria itself, and also within the communities. Why not we? Why don't and also within the why don't we go into, let's try what we've not done before, which is the virtual bootcamp. And now we're holding a virtual bootcamp. We started with a challenge this year. We did a lot of learning with the Microsoft 365 platform. And then we did a challenge also to train ourselves. We did a webinar to talk about AI and the latest technology in the beginning of the year I think that should be January. And in February and March, we're able to hold also a challenge to train people on Microsoft 365 productivity tool from Word, Excel, PowerPoint, collaborative tool, Outlook, and Teams and virtual technology. And I bet you a lot did experience. It was one of the best experiences for so many this year. We closed the symposium just last week. And today we're doing Power Platform Bootcamp and Agent Com. That is what has made this bootcamp so unique. So we're doing Agent Com and AI, and a lot of great speakers are here in the house. A lot of great panelists are here to take us through this event today. I welcome you on stage to a new dimension of what this community is known. We're going into another community which will be known as the AI Agent Com community. From this bootcamp, it will no more just literal talking. It will be more of hands-on practicals on AI, building AI models. We invite you to pay close attention to this bootcamp, to this event today, as Stephanie will be leading us through and a host of others to see that we have a beautiful Global Power Platform Bootcamp. Thank you all for joining. I'll be coming in later to join this conversation. I once again congratulate the community, congratulate and also appreciate every one of us that is here for your achievement, for your growth, and your relentless skill and passion to see that you outpace and move further in your destiny. Thank you, and see you all at the top. Thank you, Stephanie. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Sir P. Please, can we just give him the applause emoji? The applause emoji. Let's react with the applause. You can also drop your reaction in the chat. Thank you so much, Sir P. You are indeed a leader. Thank you for taking us along and just making sure that the community stands strong. Thank you for pushing us. We really, really appreciate you. So quickly, we're going to call another strong personality, the biggest, our boss T. I call her my boss T. Yes, so she's just going to give us a little presentation. While she's doing that, we're supposed to have a demo. I think Remy is not, I don't think she's online currently, but we can jump that and go to the first speaker, Mr. Farouk Afolabi. Please get ready with your presentation if you have any. So before then, can we give an applause, a reaction, a love? She deserves all the love. And she's going to be taking us on the partner session, Ambassador Tabitha Harris. You're welcome, Busty.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are listening to. I want to really appreciate the host, Stephanie, for hosting this, and also the Just Microsoft community for inviting me to speak. I know they said no presentation, so I'll try and make it as brief as possible so that we can listen to so much that's going on here. My name is Ambassador Tabitha Harris, founder of Harris Care and also Harris Help. Well, I started building community 2019, and today, 2026, I've seen not just beyond just giving back to the community, I've also seen like great transformation as well in my life. So I won't just want to go so more. Let's just go. My topic is empowering community through low code. Low code, what's actually low code? Paul have already given us like a breakdown of low code. Simple way to describe low code is Power Platform is drag and drop. It's just drag and drop. And thank God with the use of AI and a lot right now, this is what it is. It's just like most times, if you are using Canva now, for most people that just use Canva or you go to ChatGPT, it's mostly drag and drop. You want to create a flyer, you just put in your flyer, your picture, then maybe one or two things, and it creates the flyer for you. So that's what Microsoft have been doing. Microsoft over years discovered that there is a pandemic. And what is that pandemic of IT staff in globally? After a research, they discovered that there is so much, but how do they get to bridge that gap? Because staff right now, for us to be able to be efficient in our place of work, we need tools that will make it easy. And how can we make this thing easy? Most times, 70% of global companies struggle with IT staffs. And what that means for them is for them to get things done, they have to go and look for a professional, which costs 3 to 5 times higher than what they will pay their real staff if actually their staff actually understand this tool. So Microsoft decided to come up with why don't we bridge this gap? Instead of making everybody to go through code, why don't we do the work and create a template to make it easy for people like me, because me, I'm a low coder. For people like us that don't want to go through the stress of building all kinds of code, understanding code, we can just use this template and then we can create all kinds of solutions that we can. And that's what brought about the Microsoft Power Platform, which is worth, and then beyond that also, you don't need to go through so much classes for you to be able to understand. If within 1 month, if you are able to go through your class intensively, you'll be able to become one of the tech guru in Power Platform. And beyond that, under the Power Platform, we have 5-stack. We have the Power Apps. Power Apps makes it easy for you to build any kinds of apps. You can build any kinds of apps within 30 minutes. You can build an app. So imagine you're in the place where you're working, and then your boss is saying that we need to create this app, and knowing that creating this app will
Angry that I couldn't attend the conversation.
Okay. Knowing that if you're building that, you'll be spending 10 to 20 million, and then you just tell your boss, don't worry, I can do this. And that's also the same story of someone that used Power Apps to build a solution for London Airport. I think it was London or UK, no, London airports. And he's a security person. He just understood Power Platform and he was able to build that app. And that app now is what it now raised him from a security person to a IT tech lead in the company. So these are things that it can do. Then also we also have the Power BI data analysis. We also have Power Pages. We have Power Virtual Agent, which is now the co-pilot. So these are things that Microsoft have also been able to make it easy, and also building a community. These are very easy platform you can go in building communities. When you train them on Power Platform, they can use their phones to build apps. They can use their phones to even do the data analysis. They can use their phone to do so much, which make it so easy for people to be able to adopt and start solving problems that with all these Power Platform. And beyond just solving problem, one of the biggest thing for you to even thrive also in the tech ecosystem is building solution. I remember when one of our community person, Kefas, when he built a solution, he's visually impaired, but he built a solution using Power Automation, and that got him recognition in Microsoft, and he was being interviewed. So these are kind of success stories as well you can get with understanding Power Platform, and then how to use it, create solution, and then this recognition, you don't know where it will take you. Like Paul said earlier, some of the community people, they are no more in the country. So these are things that can help you not just to build yourself, but also to solve problem in your country, in your nation, and can give you very high visibility. So I think I'll just be stopping here so that the next person can take to go fully into details. Thank you so much. I'm grateful once more. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bosti. Come on, we can give a reaction. That's why the reaction is there. Please let's appreciate her. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, so Remy, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. I know, yeah, I can see you alive with us. So Farouk, sorry. So she's available. We'll just go according to the program, right? So I will let her pronounce her name by herself because
Yes,
I cannot
that's
pronounce
right.
it.
You actually pronounce it correctly. It's Reem.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. So Remy Almadi is a data scientist with experience in both international organizations and academic environments. She's an engaged educator and an active contributor to community initiatives, and that's why she agreed to send her a proposal to be a speaker. And you are welcome. So please, can we appreciate her? So you have the floor and you can share your screen. If it's a demo, so please let's pay attention and enjoy the session.
Sure. Thank you so much. Actually, I would like to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to speak on the seventh Power Platform and Agent, because in my end, I was thinking that since I had been running like for 6 times already, maybe they have like a high threshold for accepting speakers. So thank you for giving me the floor today. So I am Reem Al Mahdi. I have been working in the field of data science for the past 6 years, and I'm happy to be here with you today to share some learnings that I have acquired in the past couple of months. It's mainly related to creating agents using AutoGen Studio, which is one of the frameworks that is offered or maybe created by Microsoft. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen since I have only half an hour. I will start right away with the presentation. Please let me know if it is visible at your end, okay?
Very visible.
Awesome. So as I mentioned a couple of seconds ago, we will be going through AutoGen Studio. AutoGen is a framework that is developed by Microsoft, which is helpful in terms of creating agents. And I know that most of you or some of you might know already that the concept of agents only came when we found that LLMs on their own, they are just autocompleters. Whenever we write down a question to GPT maybe or Claude, in their way of generating answers, they are trying just to figure the first code or maybe the first text, then following by the second one and the third one and so on. And in that way, we cannot be able to complete all our tasks in a very efficient way. We need another tool or maybe an aid from outside for these LLMs to be able to perform better. And this is where the agents concept came from. So basically, you can think of an agent as a component, or maybe you can think of it as an entity that has mainly two parts. The first one is the brain, which is, in this case, it's going to be the LLM, our model, and then the second component is going to be the tool, which is an aided piece of Python code or maybe any other code that is developed mainly to enable the agent to complete its task. Okay, so how are we going to acquire the AutoGen framework? In fact, we are not only going to use the framework as it is, we're going to refer to the AutoGen Studio, which is built on top of AutoGen as a UI interface, a user interface that allows us to create agent in a very simple drag and drop way. Okay, so for us to acquire it, we can only just use a regular pip install, and then we refer to AutoGen Studio. And then I'm gonna do one thing. Let me actually share my full screen so that you can see my entire screen. Okay, I'm gonna terminate this. Okay. Okay, so in my desktop, if you can see here at the bottom, in order for me to install AutoGen, I can say pip install, then AutoGen Studio, then it will be installed. Okay, I have already done this, and I have created everything in a virtual environment. I'm quite sure that some of you might know. If you don't know, maybe later I can share more information about how to create a virtual environment, because it might take a couple of minutes to do so. But in order for me to run the AutoGen Studio after installing it, I can just use the command AutoGen Studio space UI, which is basically calling the user interface of the AutoGen. Let's click on that, or maybe just type that down and hit enter. It starts by loading the environment whereby our AutoGen framework is installed. Okay. Okay, so you can see here that I have got all this information related to loading the environment, and I clicked on this. It's live. Sorry guys. لا شغال الفيديو شغال live. لا you cannot. I'm sorry. Sorry guys. So you can see here that the framework is live now on this link, which is referred to the this is my sister was just trying to get into the room. I'm sorry. So if we click on here, it takes us to the web page where we can find this. I'm gonna close these, and I'm gonna have here. You can see here that I'm gonna have a new window with AutoGen Studio, which is the place where we create our agents. Okay, so I'm not gonna start from the team builder. Let me go first to the tab on the left hand side. You can see here that there are a couple of things that we can go through, but I want to mainly to focus on the gallery as well as the team builder. Okay, so what does the gallery do? If you can see here that we can actually, the gallery is where all the components of creating agents exist. So for example, if you want to talk about models, here we are referring to OpenAI models. For example, GPT-4o, or maybe Mistral 7 billion model. And then if you can click on here to edit it, you can see here that this is Mistral 7 billion local model, and it can be also installed or maybe loaded from Olama or LM Studio, which is an option to use your local models. So there are mainly two ways of referring to LLM models, either by having the model completely offline and set up at your own PC, which is available either by having Olama framework or LM Studio framework. And one of the models that can be found in these two frameworks is Mistral. Or you can use a paid version of LLMs, which is one of them is like OpenAI, or maybe you can use to refer to one of the cloud models that are offered by Anthropic, or maybe if you want to use to Azure OpenAI model. All of them will have like different setup based on the model itself. If you are referring to a paid version, which is in this case what we are going to do for the rest of the session, just because of the simplicity and the time limitation, is using an OpenAI model, and in this case it's going to be 4.0 mini. Okay, what I did here is I did not change anything on the configuration, the regular configuration, like the default configuration that comes with the OpenAI platform, except for adding one thing, which is API key. As you may know, if you go, for example, to your personal OpenAI API page, you will find that there is a possibility for you to create a new page, a new secret key, which is the API key that you will be using to send and receive messages, to send a message to an LLM to think about and consolidate an answer, and then for the LLM to send you back the message. And you know, these kind of conversations, since we are using like a paid platform, you have to log into your OpenAI, you have to register your credit card or maybe debit card, and then you have to load an amount, and then after that you will be able to use an API, which is a key that allows you to send and receive messages from your application and the receiving end, which is in this case OpenAI. Okay, so you give, for example, a name to your key, and then you create a new secret key. Let's say test, and then if I click on create a key, you will see here that it generates this new key. This key appears only once, which you need to copy and go back to your LM Studio and paste it here. So for example, I've created this one previously and I have pasted it here. And then after that, I saved whatever I have, and then I clicked on test. Test is the way where we can see if our model is loaded successfully on the LM Studio. Okay, so you can see here that the model test completed successfully, meaning that if I send a message to OpenAI for this model specifically, I can easily get an answer. How did I select this model? It's basically by changing the model here. You can refer to any model that you want from OpenAI as long as you have this API key. Okay, so what are the available models that I can choose from? Similarly, you come to the OpenAI platform, API platform, and then you look into the pricing. You can see here that it has like several models. We can change the model name. Whenever we go to LM Studio, you have to use the same name that is used at the OpenAI platform. So for example, if I want to change this model from GPT 4.0 mini to, let's say, 5.2, I have to take this as is, or maybe the full name of like a GPT 5.2 Pro, for example, or maybe Nano, or maybe Mini. The main differences between these is the strength or maybe the capabilities of the model itself, and also the cache and the fees or maybe the payment. Okay, so the capability of the model depends on the amount of the training, or maybe the training time, as well as the resources that has been used to develop that model. And hence you can see that some of the models are very expensive in terms of like sending and receiving messages. So whenever this model, for example, what was our model? It's 4.0 mini, right? You can see here that if I would like to send a message to GPT-4 mini, or 4.0 mini from my application, which is in this case the application that I will be creating from LM Studio, to use GPT 4.0 mini, I'm gonna spend $0.15 dollars. And then if you want to, if that model, the GPT-4 mini, works into generating that output, it's gonna be charging me 0.6 dollars. And then you can see here that sometimes some models are quite expensive. Like for example, O3 Pro, it takes their one message, it takes $20. And then if it wants to generate a message and send it back to your application, it charges you $80. So in this case, you need to balance between the amount of messages that you want to, like, if you don't want like model as complex as all three, then if you can use like a mini version of the model that can do the job, then go for that because it's going to reduce the cost. Okay, let's go back to our LM Studio. Now we've known how to create or maybe have or obtain the models in our LM Studio. Now, I mentioned previously that we are focusing on models as well as tools so that we can create agents that are capable of developing or maybe performing certain tasks. I mentioned previously that tools are nothing but an aided or maybe enablers for the LLMs to do their tasks. And in this case, when we talk about tools, we talk about pieces of code, right? In this case, you can see here that there is a calculator tool, image generation tool, a Python code execution tool. This we are going to use later when we define the brain, which is the model. We're gonna add on top of it something called the tool, which is in this case, it's gonna be a piece of code. So for example, if I click on the image generation tool, you can see here that it has the name image generation tool. What's the description? What does this tool do? It generates images based on text description using OpenAI DAL-E model, and it requires OpenAI key by function. Okay, for it to function, it needs an OpenAI. It's understandable. Okay, the function name in this case is called generate image, and if you can look down here, you will see that it's nothing but a Python code that performs exactly what's needed. Okay, so if you want to create a tool, then it will be depending on your specific tasks. It depends on your specific task. So in this case, if you want to create an agent that is capable of generating an image, then you will be using an LLM as well as a tool, which is in this case, an image generation tool, similarly for the rest of the tools. Okay. Let's look at this tab, which has like agents, which in this case, agents are the combination of the models as well as the tools. The simplest and like the easiest form of creating an agent is called assistant agent. The assistant agent is the pure agent, the one that has a description and it has a model. It does not have a tool yet. Whenever it has like a tool, then you start giving it a name to distinguish it from the rest of the agents. Okay, so the assistant agent, it will be having like several components. If you look at it, the information or maybe the attributes of the agent is nothing but the name of the agent, which is in this case the default assistant agent. It provides assistance. In this case, it does not specify anything to distinguish this agent from the rest. In case we want to generate our own agents, then we have to give it a name. And this name is going to appear on the system, which is the one that has to be used if we wanted to create multi-agents. As we will see in the example later, if you want to create 3 agents, each one of them is specifying it doing a specific task, then in that case, we have to have a segregation between them, which is basically by using a name. And then again, we have to define our model, which is in this case, sorry. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna have the model, and then you can see here that there is something very important, which is the system message. System message is basically the description of what does this agent do. It's very necessary to have this in a very specific form, in a very articulated way. Why? Because it allows other agents in the system to know exactly what does this agent do in case that they are like communicating between each other. Okay. And then if you want to use a tool, then you have to click on add tool, and then you take from the gallery any tool that you want, depending again on your task. One also very important thing to mention is the termination. So the agent does not know exactly where to stop performing this task. In order to do so, you have to have a termination option. This termination option can be specified by a text message, which in this case, it could be like, for example, if the agent has or maybe got the word terminate, it has to stop execution, or it can be reached by a certain number of messages. If a user, like for example here, 10 messages, if the user kept having like messages back and forth with the agent and it reaches 10 messages, the execution will stop. Or maybe you can have either ways. You can have a termination text or you can have a number of messages. So each one of these, if it got satisfied in the condition, then the agent will stop. Lastly, I'm going to give you a quick background about teams. Teams are group of agents that are performing to complete one task. And you can see here that they are two types, mainly they are two types of teams. The selector team is whenever we have like multiple agents, all of them are working together, but it's not in sequence. If they are working, the agent 1, agent 2, agent 3, following a specific sequence, and then it goes again to agent 1, agent 2, and agent 3, then in that case, we call it round robin. If you want to have another agent, in this case, overseeing other agents, and then that agent has to determine if I have to call agent 1 or maybe agent 3 or maybe agent 4, depending on the task that is requested by the user, then in this case, we are talking about selector team, which is nothing but couple of agents or maybe group of agents that are working together to complete a certain task and additional agent. It's called the orchestrator that is responsible from giving or maybe assigning those tasks into these agents. Okay, so let's go and build our agent. We come here to the, of course, deploy is whenever you want to deploy your agent. Playground is whenever you want to try like the agents you created in the team builder, and the team builder is the main window where we drag and drop our agents. You can see here that I have already created 3 agents. I'm gonna just create one quickly so that you can see here that when I clicked here, it assigned like default name, a default value. Okay. So you can see here that these are the components that we need to create the agents. So if I click here, this is like a simplest form, a round robin team. It gives it a default name. I'm gonna change this and I'm gonna say that this is okay. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna say that this is test_team. Remember, our task is to create a team of 3 comedians. I'm gonna call it 3 comedians. Okay, and then we give it a description. 3 comedians throwing jokes. Okay, and then if I have like a termination tool, I have to define it here. By default, it's gonna use the by default it's gonna use 10 number of messages, or maybe if you want to specify like after a specific term, then you have to write that down here. And after that, I have to click on save. And then you can see here that after I created this round robin agent, it has how many agents? Until now, I have 1. And our goal is to create 3 agents. Each one of them is mimicking one of the stand-up comedians. I'm sure that from the description of the session today, you've learned that we want to create 3 agents. One of them is mimicking Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart, as well as Kiki Palmer, and they have like different ways of throwing jokes and different style and tone. So we want to create 3 agents that they perform in the same way where these comedians are performing. And you can see here that we have only 1 agent, which is like the default one. This box here represents the team. Okay, how many agents in that team are? This is like, for example, agent 1. If I click on here, I can see that it's called assistant agent. I'm gonna just call it Dave, and I'm gonna give it a description. This agent mimics Dave Chappelle style of comedy. Okay, this is not the most important part. The most important part comes at the bottom, which is the name of the agent. It's going to be assigned in the team. I'm going to call this Dave and then I'm gonna here assign the model. In this case, if I click on here, I can see that it, by default, I have GPT-4. Okay, fine. I don't need to change this. The system message is the most important part, which is like the prompt that we want the LLM to understand. Here I can say that you are mimicking, let's say, Dave Chappelle style on creating jokes. Use very short sentences, and maybe his style is, I don't know, I can say that his style is, let's say, his style is conversational and witty, let's say, for example. And then I can just say that this is what the LLM is going to understand. Okay, then I'm going to save that. Okay, this is my first agent. Okay, what I'm going to do to create another agent is to click here on assistant agent, drag it and drop it on the team agent. Now I can see here that I've got 2 agents. Okay, if I click on the second agent, I'm going to call this Kevin. Okay, description is nothing but for us to understand what does this agent do. This agent mimics Kevin Hart style of comedy. And then I'm gonna call it Kevin. I'm gonna assign the GPT-4, which is by default. Here the system message, I will say you are Kevin Hart, a playful comedian. Your style is friendly and sharp. Okay, and then I'm gonna save. Do I need a tool in this case? No, I need the model to think for itself. Okay, and I'm gonna save. Now here I have 1, 2 agents. You can see here that the first agent is Dave, the second agent is Kevin. I'm gonna click here and drag an assistant agent and drop it in the team. And then you can see here that I have 3 agents. I'm gonna just change the last one. I'm gonna call it Kiki. You, or maybe an agent that mimics Kiki Palmer, right? And then I'm gonna call it Kiki. I'm gonna say that you are Kiki Palmer. You remember, guys, when we want to type a prompt, we have to give it a play role. Like we have to think of it as an autocompleter. And if you want it to act in a certain way, then you have to give it the persona. It actually strengthens the output of the model. You are Kiki Palmer. A funny comedian. You are like a big sister. You say jokes in, let's say, what's her way? In what way? In what's her way? Her style. Her style is actually okay, maybe you use phrases you, or maybe your style is sassy. Is it have to written sassy? Anyway, okay, save. Now from here that we can see, we have our models. We have Dave, we have Kevin, and we have Kiki. And then you can see here that I have a warning. What's that? It say that the API key client option. So that means I have to drag and drop my models again to the agents. So I will click here the models. You can see here that I can see agents, tools, termination, everything. So I'm gonna drag the OpenAI and drop it in the model section for the first agent. Similarly, drag the model OpenAI and drop it in the box of the second agent, which is Kevin. Drag the first model and drop it in the box of Kikibamo. Now I'm gonna save my changes. You can see here that it is saving the changes, and then let's try to run these this agent. Okay, I'm gonna click on run, and then you can see here that I'm gonna say that you are 3 comedians: Dave, Chappelle, Kiki, Dave, comedians, Dave, and Kevin, Kiki, write jokes about cats. Let's see. And this is a user, me. I'm sending this to an agent. This is my request. You can see here that there is a processing, which is like sending messages to okay, sending messages and receiving messages between the LLM and my application. And then you can remember that the termination is by default have 10 messages. So whenever we reach that number, you can look here, you will see that the total number of messages as well as the total number of tokens consumed in this case. Okay, 9 messages, 10, and then we stop. And then finally, you can see here that these are the messages they were generated. Why did the cat bring a suitcase to the party? Because it heard it's going to be perfect. Get me. Okay. Get away. Okay. This is nice. What did the cat say? And this is another joke. And this is the third joke, how cats keep their fur so clean. They have their own grooming personal stylist. Okay, there is no like a specific differentiation because we have to write as much details in the system message as possible so that the agents perform as we wish. Thank you so very much for your time. And if someone has any question, maybe they can just share them. Do we have time actually for questions? Because I saw that we started like we were running 5 minutes late. You know what? Maybe Stephanie, I can share with you the code later. There is a way actually to extract everything into JSON format, and then I can share that with you later for anyone if they want to try on their own. Thank you so very much, guys, for listening. I know that it's quite quick, but I hope that it gave you like some information about how AutoGen Studio works and how we can create agents by just dragging and dropping. Thank you.
Wow, I've been
Thank
talking and my
you.
mic has been muted.
No. I couldn't hear you. Fine. Go ahead, please.
Oh, this was a wonderful presentation. I enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
I was on my phone, but I was
Yeah.
just glued to the screen. Like this is amazing. Thank you so much, Rem. Rem, I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. Please, can we react with
Yeah.
with an applause? Thank you so much. I didn't even know that we could do this with. I didn't know. This is like a new
AutoGen.
discovery for me. Yes, I didn't know that there was anything like AutoGen. So I'm sure many of us are like this. I'm sure many of us are like this. So thank you so much for that exposure. And that's why this bootcamp, every year I look forward to this bootcamp because I'm learning something new. I'm always learning something new. So thank you so much for that. We have questions, but there'll be question and answer session. So we'll just ask you then. But I don't know, can you stay to the end, I don't know if you could stay till probably
Sure.
9:30.
Sure.
Okay, so that we can have the session and then we ask you the questions. Thank you so much.
Awesome. But guys, if anyone would like to have like more understanding of AutoGen Studio, I'll be having a course that I'll be sharing on my YouTube channel. Maybe I can share that link with you later. If anyone would like to have like hands-on, I have like about 3 or 4 experiments that everyone can run on their own. It's gonna give you a good exposure of the tool.
Amazing. I think that we'll need that. We'll need that. Thank you so much. Yes.
you.
So, it's at this time we're supposed to do like a breakout, like a little timeout where we can stand and stretch and do some exercise. But you can just breathe in and breathe out, breathe in again and breathe out, and breathe in again and breathe out. Yes. So, I'm sorry we're rushing because of time. Yes. So we're going straight to our speakers. We have 3 speakers, 10 minutes to each of the speakers. I'm sorry, I know you need more time, but please bear with us. So our first speaker is Farouk. Yes, I think I'm pronouncing that properly. Yes. So Farouk Afolabi. Yeah, I think he's talking about Beyond Copilot, custom AI agent. Mr. Farouk Afolabi is a forward-looking technology professional with strong expertise in automation, AI, low-code solution development, and he has a passion for innovation. So, Mr. Farouk, are you on the call? If you're on the call, please unmute yourself and take over from me. Thank you.
Yes, I am on the call. Good evening, everyone. It's great meeting with you all. My name is Farouk Afolabi. I'm an AI engineer. Well, I don't know. Let me try that again. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. My name is Farouk Afolabi. I'm an AI engineer. For the past 5 years, I've been building AI solution. I've been in the field. So, and through those duration, I've seen how AI has rapidly evolved from the days of Google Bard, ChatGPT to what we have today. And that is going to lead me to today's topic. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about Beyond Copilot, custom AI agents. So how do we build custom AI agents beyond Copilot? I don't know if I can share my screen. So let me do that in a minute. Okay. Seems I couldn't find this. Okay, in order for us not to waste our time, let me just keep presenting. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about beyond Copilot. How do we build custom AI agents? So like every one of us might have known, Copilot is that Microsoft LLM platform, large language model platform, that is built like every other large language models. You get to ask questions, you get to get response to your questions, you get to do quite a number of tasks. But the problem with Copilot is the tasks you do there are just passive tasks. You only get to see answers to your questions. Sometimes when you write your code, you just see the code it gives to you, but you do not have actionable. It does not give you an actionable task. What do I mean? So let's say, for example, you want to write a mail. Okay, you want to write a mail to someone. So you consulted Copilot to do that for you. So what Copilot did was get some necessary information, some background information it needs from you, and then effectively write the email. But what it cannot do is to help you to send that email. What it cannot do is to look into your calendar, plan your day for you, understand what activities you have, and maybe when someone wants to book a meeting with you, it tells you this person is not available this time, or this is the time this person will be available. And that is the new era of artificial intelligence we are going to be seeing. That new era is titled agentic AI. Agentic AI leverages on the ability of LLMs to understand context and also uses tools, several tools that are available, the calendar, like I just mentioned, the ability to interact with your computer, and so on. It uses all of these tools to not just give you a response, but to act on that response. And this is exactly where we are going to see that Copilot is not just enough, right? We need to do something that is on top of that. And that is where Microsoft has the solution. Microsoft Power Automate. So Microsoft Power Automate is that platform that enables you to not only ask questions, on whatever questions you have, but also helps you to build workflows on them. And let me give you my example. So let's say, for example, you have a business online. People want to ask questions about your business. They want to buy things on your e-commerce platform. They want to know, they want to understand what they can get from your business, right? But you are not just always there. As a person, you are not always there to respond to questions. How about if you have a bot that is always there 24/7 to respond to those questions? That bot is not just responding to general questions. So let's say, for example, someone wants to know, do you still have maybe someone that sells groceries? So you want to know, do you still have this particular beverage, right? It's not just responding that, oh, we might have or something. It goes directly into the store, checks the amount of the items available, and checks those that are not available, and maybe even the quantity of those available. And it uses that information to respond to you. So this kind of intuitive response, responding based on actionable knowledge, okay, is what Microsoft Power Automate does. It enables you to build workflows and not just passive responses. And these workflows are actionable solutions. Okay. And that is an example of how that could be. So what is a custom AI agent? Custom AI agents are three major groups. The first one is the agent itself has a clear objective of what it wants to achieve. So, like the example I made earlier, when you have an e-commerce platform and someone is visiting your platform to ask if you have a particular product, it is not just it is not just a prompt to it, but because of the tools it has, the access it has to the database and all of that, it has a clear objective of what it wants to do. Check the database, find out if you have the item, and respond to you if it is available. And when it is available, maybe tell you the number of items you have, the number of items that is left in the store. So number one is the goal. The agent has a clear objective of what it wants to achieve. Number two is also the tools. So, just like Copilot is there, it can respond to questions, but it does not have access to these tools. It does not have access to this database, it does not have access to these emails, it does not have access to all of these tools that can make it not to just respond, but to act on its response. So this tool is also another component of custom AI agents. Then the third category is the memory. The memory is like that brain, okay? That brain that gives the LLM chain of thoughts. So let's say, for example, it gets your questions, then the first thing it's able to make a decision of going to the database to check the items there. So when it does that, then probably checks maybe through records, update records, the number of items that are left in the database. So how is it able to transition from this tool to this tool, while also keeping in memory what is able to extract from one tool and what is able to see from the other tool? It is the memory. It is the memory that enables it to know that, okay, when I check the the database, I can find that the item is available. Now, when I moved up to the update record, I can observe that it is just 2 items that are left. So how is it able to bridge all of this knowledge together? It is through the memory. So custom AI agent again has 3 tools. Number 1, the goal. Number 2, the tool. And number 3, the memory. The memory to interact through all of these tools and to be able to, at the end of the day, respond to your questions. Okay. Then also, like I have given earlier, some of the real world uses of this Power Automate in automatic workflows or building AI agents. So I've talked about the customer support agents, where you get to ask questions or you even get to order, right? You can just connect your payment cards with this agent, and then it does everything for you. It pays for whatever it is you buy. And again, with your permission, right? With having human within the loop, okay, so that we can avoid you can just avoid spending all your money on that. So another example I want us to also look at is HR, right? So oftentimes in organization where you have a number of staffs, it's not always very easy for HR to keep up with the well-being of your well-being as a staff, being notified and keeping track of your leave, keeping all this information about all the staffs, everyone at the same time. It's not always very easy. So it's also possible to have these internal HR agents that keeps employees requests, notifies manager or whatever it is that the employee is reporting to the HR, and so many other tasks that that relate to the activity of an HR, and not just an HR. Many other fields where documents are being kept, informations are being processed, is also another area where AI agents can be very useful. Also beyond that, SME for small, medium enterprises or businesses. Recently, I had the opportunity of taking some of my students through building AI agents on WhatsApp. Okay, so for the example I gave earlier, for the customer support agent I mentioned earlier, it's easy to say, let's build this agent and then integrate it on our website. But not always do people want to go to websites to be chatting with an agent. A lot of people use WhatsApp. So why not just keep this agent on WhatsApp so that people can go on with chatting with their friends and also at the same time get to interact with your product. So this is also another possibility where people do not just only ask questions, they order for products, they give their complaints, they interact with the business, okay, and ask any questions and get answers to any of their questions on WhatsApp or any other platform. So these are some of the real world scenarios of where AI agents or agentic workflows can be built and its effects can be felt. So why does this matter? Why does this matter to us as professionals in data and AI? Is because one, during the period of, before the time of AI, we all know as coders, as developers, you have to read a lot of documentations, you have to check out, when you have an error, you have to look at, or a bug, you have to look at it on Stack Overflow and see what people have said. But things have changed. Things have not just changed. A lot of innovations are coming in at a very much exponential rate. So how do we as individuals, as developers, how do businesses in Africa, how do people get to leverage on all of these solutions? Is why we have to look beyond what co-pilots or every other LLM offers, but to see how each of these LLMs transform themselves into actionable solutions, where they don't just respond to us, but they act on those responses. It is here that I am going to be stopping. So if you have questions on what I've discussed so far, so I'd like to get them. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Farouk Afolabi. Can we appreciate him by reacting with an applause? I want to say like as many applause as possible. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your presentation, on custom AI agent. Yes, thank you so much. Please, if you have questions, you don't understand anything, just drop your questions. This is a safe space, so you can ask as many questions as possible, so he can answer them during the question and answer. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful presentation. So the next speaker is okay. Before the next speaker comes in, are you enjoying the sessions so far? I would like you to unmute yourself and speak. Are you enjoying the sessions so far?
Yes, we're enjoying it. For me, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, but with a lot of questions to ask anyway.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. So for the next speaker, he's a young guy, and I love his passion for tech, and he's so intelligent. His name is Fortress. I can't pronounce the other name. So Fortress, are you on? So you can come on, introduce yourself better. Can we appreciate him by applauding, please? Fortress, are you on?
Yes, I'm on.
Okay, I can't see you. So you're supposed to turn on your screen, your camera rather.
My camera is turned on.
How come I can't see? Beautiful. Yeah, so introduce yourself, and you have 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
So good evening, everyone. So Fortress Michael. I'm a software developer and I'm the founder of Express Platforms. So basically, I focus on building technology products for companies and businesses, from small businesses to large-scale businesses. And I'm going to be speaking on how we can innovate our businesses, either technical or even non-technical businesses, with AI and technology in general. So, before, having custom technology infrastructure for your business was something that was for large enterprises, but companies like Microsoft and other companies are actually changing the game. Every SME can have access to digital tools. It just depends on how you position yourself to access these tools. I mean, no-code tools are making it easier for you to ship products that you need. Because at this point, you don't need to hire a developer for everything. Speaking from a developer perspective, you could use tools like Microsoft Power Platform. We have Microsoft Power Pages, Power Apps, and even some tools that are not within Microsoft ecosystem like Lovable, AI Studio, to build projects that you could use within your business without hiring a developer or paying $100, $200, $500, or even more for a developer to build you a website or an internal tool. So I'm going to be speaking on a couple of key areas in a business that you could innovate with AI. I'm going to start talking from finance, sales, supply chain, inventory, and then I'll talk across other different sectors too. So when you see how the space is going, you see that any business that doesn't have organized data will not be able to move the AI system. That's what I'm currently pitching to companies. You need to have a way of putting your records together, because when those AI tools become more readily available, the companies that are going to succeed are not the companies that have billion-dollar budgets. They're the companies that already have structured data that they could train these AI models, train these AI products on. And that's how you see companies moving 100 times faster, 20 times faster than other companies. It's not because they have a more bigger budget. It's because of how they optimize the tools that they use. So first of all, I'm going to talk about using tools like Gamma AI for presentation. I know Gamma is outside Microsoft ecosystem, but I just want to talk about this a bit. So I remember before tools like Gamma and the rest, you just make your research, you spend hours to just come up with a PowerPoint file, and maybe when you want to pitch it at a big event or something like that, you need to spend days. Like you spend a lot of time, you spend hours doing research just to put a single PowerPoint file together. But with the advent of tools like Gamma AI and other tools, you could set up your presentations within minutes and even hours. And you see that these tools already have access to structured records, information on the internet, and then they could bring out all the information and the records that you actually need. So you see that it's more easier to pitch your business than before. And these tools are helping businesses secure bigger deals, because issues that businesses were having before was, you see, big enterprises have marketers, they have a workforce to help them pitch their businesses, but SMEs on the other hand don't have those large scale teams. So when you want to pitch your business, but SMEs on the other hand don't have access to those large scale teams. So when you want to pitch your business, you see that SMEs have that challenge of trying to cope with the business and trying to secure deals at the same time. But with artificial intelligence, you don't need to face that challenge anymore. We already have AI products that could handle different aspects of your businesses seamlessly end to end. So I'm going to start by talking about Lovable AI. So Lovable AI have a lot of similarities with tools like Microsoft Power Apps and Power Page, right? So you could build your e-commerce website, your CRM tools, your financial management tools, and different products on Lovable AI and even tools like Microsoft Power Platform and Microsoft Power Apps. So you don't need to hire a developer anymore. It's becoming easier for you to ship a product. And with the advent of these AI tools, it's now clear that the issue was never the skill to ship products. The issue now is context, having the right ideas, and then knowing how to prompt these AI tools, how to utilize these AI tools to achieve your goals. So it's not really about skill anymore, because even non-technical founders and non-technical business people are now competing with people that have been in the tech space for years, because AI is actually making the playing field more even. It's giving everybody an equal ground to compete within the business space. You don't need to be you don't need to have millions of dollars or millions of naira in your budget to build custom tools for your businesses. All of those infrastructure are readily available on the internet, and all you have to do is just sign up. And the good thing about this is they are free tools actually. Before you start experimenting with tools like Microsoft Power Platform, you see that there's actually a free tier for people that have already started utilizing it. I started using it about 2 months ago, and I said that there's actually a free tier for Microsoft Power Pages and other tools. So you could experiment with these tools, build solutions that could work out for you before you start paying for them. So AI is going to innovate different sectors of businesses, from e-commerce to customer services. The last speaker talked about how you could set up your contact page, like a contact page where your customers could get answers to you from you without calling you or sending you a DM or WhatsApp. And that's actually a project I just did for a company of recent. So this agricultural company reached out to me. They were like, they want something where they could get responses from their customers, and their customers could get responses from them without sending them a DM or WhatsApp or calling them or giving them an email. And then we worked on this chatbot system where customers could ask a question, and we continuously train the model on the data regarding that company. So now companies could reduce their workforce, and even people that are getting laid off could easily start their own businesses because they have access to these AI tools. So personally, on my end, I believe businesses are going to change, and The real businesses that are going to move faster, the real businesses that are going to achieve more within the business ecosystem are businesses that have structured their data and they have positioned themselves to optimize these AI tools for their goals, right? Because you see that companies, a startup launched today and within the next 3 months you see $1 million valuation, $1 billion valuation. That's because they are moving with the space, right? They are moving with the trend. The reason why you see big giants are falling behind today is because most of them have not adopted to the AI space, and adopting to the AI space is actually going to change the game for a lot of businesses. Because when you have your business records in place and you link those business records with tools like Dataverse, for example, in Power Platform, there's a tool called Dataverse where you could link with your database and you could build business applications for yourself. When you link those kind of tools with your database, you see that AI uses all of those data to give you some kind of how am I going to put it, structured information. So you don't need to start, working on, before you use Microsoft Word, you use maybe even books, pen and paper to work on business records. We are trying to do a business projection. You need to crack your brain. You need to have a degree in business administration and the rest. But now, AI tools already have those skills. What those AI tools need now is the data. When you have your structured record from your sales to your finance to your inventory, you just need a point where you could connect them to these AI tools. And before you could access those tools a couple of years back, you need to pay a developer. But now, no-code tools are making it easier for you to, scale your businesses, scale your reach, use technology infrastructure to improve how your business operates. Businesses could operate now on a larger scale. Like businesses can launch in markets where they don't have physical offices with tools like AI. And when you're using all of those tools like AI, you see that it kind of helps you reduce your budget because you don't have to start paying for large marketing teams, paying for expensive tools, hiring data analysts, software developers, and the rest. You see that there are actually a lot of stuff that you could leave to AI and you could focus only on your business and let AI automate the rest for you. So basically, the point is using AI to innovate different sectors of your businesses. You see, businesses are bringing in, technology products into their services. Businesses are now offering technology products. Like currently, an agricultural company that I work with, what they offer now is they provide software technology for other agricultural companies. And it's not like they really have developers and technologists within their company, but they have access to all of these tools and they are investing in those tools. So businesses that are investing in AI, businesses that are bringing AI into their day-to-day operations are going to move a lot faster. And the issue now is no longer skill, it's more of context, data, and information. So this is where I'm going to be stopping, and I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear questions on how you think we could use technology and AI to innovate different sectors of our businesses today. Thank you.
Your mic is muted, Stephanie. Your mic is muted.
Oh my goodness, I've been talking and my mic is muted. I was like, wow, wow, wow. All the sessions have left me just saying, wow, thank you so much, Fortress, for that insightful session. And you said something, and I said, I'm a software engineer, I'm a software developer rather. Does that mean all this your AI are calling is going to take over my job? But anyway, that was on a lighter note. If you have questions for him, please drop your questions. I'm big on AI. AI is helping my job a lot more, right? So it's making me very efficient actually. So AI can't even take my job. Rather, I'm going to use AI to, to amplify what I do and to be effective and productive. And I mean, that's why these tools are here. So thank you so much, Fortress, for that wonderful session. Now, we'll be hearing male. Now we're gonna hear a lady's voice. I mean, apart from Remy, among the speakers. So, her name, I don't know. I'm going to try to pronounce her name. Her name is Mateboho Delmini. Oh, okay, so the name just sounds like my kind of tribal name that is always hard to pronounce. But I'm just going to introduce Mateboho. Yes, a very pretty lady. So welcome, Mateboho. And is your camera turned on?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yes. So welcome and take over.
Thank you. It's Mateboha Lamine. Yes, Lamine is it's a very common surname in Southern Africa down here. Thank you for having me. My presentation is going to be very short. I'll be telling you guys about a mental health multi-agent system that I built. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Try again. Okay, what about now?
Not yet. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you can see it now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you. All right. So this system that I built, it uses the multi-agent system, as Ram has already explained. It is for mental health support. It does not provide diagnosis. It does not provide treatment. What it does is provide support. The problem I was trying to solve is in Africa, Southern Africa mostly, mental health is still an issue that is a bit of a taboo. There's no therapy. We don't believe in therapy, and we don't usually talk about our problems, but we are always on our phones. So if we are always on our phones, then maybe I came up with a solution to create a system whereby if you are having any problems emotionally, mentally, you could just go onto your phone, go into the system and just have this support partner, right? So my system is built on okay. My system is built on 3 agents. We have the input agent, the response agent, and the safety agent. The input agent is basically just there to understand your tone and intent, and then just kind of like deliver you to the proper response agent. Under the response agent, I have about 3 or maybe 2 mini agent inside of it. Each is responsible for a different response, right? Others provide physical advice, others provide emotional advice, and others just provide mental advice. Like maybe if you say, I've been feeling tired recently, the question would be, is it because you're not sleeping, or is it because you're stressed, or is it because, yes, for different reasons. And whatever response you give will then prompt the system to take you to the right response agent. And because the health sector is such a sensitive field, I also have the safety agent, right? The safety agent is there to make sure that the AI system does not in any way provide diagnosis or provide treatment. It makes sure that the system is always providing support. And in cases whereby the user is showing signs of suicide or self-harm, it quickly escalates and prompts the system to start advising the user to seek out help externally. And it also, in some cases, advices on the available mental health practitioners around in my country. The demo that I'm going to show you is not deployed yet. It's the one that is still locally. The deployed version is built with a separate external body. So for privacy reasons, I cannot display that here. So this is it. Please tell me if you can see it on your side. It's called the Maseru Health Support Assistant. And even when you just enter into the system, it has that prompt where it shows you that it is a mental health support assistant. It provides emotional support and guidance, not medical diagnosis or treatment. Because I made it specifically for Basotho in Lesotho, it has 2 language settings. You can either talk to it in English or in Sesotho. I was very shocked to find that our AIs currently actually have my language in its dictionaries. I was very shocked. It has most of the terms. So that was a shocking but lovely discovery. So I will just write a simple prompt to show you how it works. It's supposed to be a mobile app in its final deployment. It also has this cute little thing that I added whereby when the AI is thinking, it writes listening and here for you so that you don't feel a bit alone. It can show you that, yes, I am still present. All right. So what it does is it talks to you in a calm tone. It asks follow-up questions so that you can speak more and you can open up more, because the point of the system is to actually give people a comfort space where they can talk. Okay. I think I will end my presentation here. I'm welcome to questions if there are any. Thank you. Mostly the focus other than health was to also try to bring in AI governance and policy in the terms of the health sector, which is also a field that I am interested in working in. Whereby we're just trying to figure out how we're going to build frameworks and governances in sectors like healthcare, education, and finance in Africa. So the system is kind of like a test to see which frameworks are going to be, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, we're just kind of trying to see how we can bring AI into the sensitive fields without messing with people's data and by abiding by the rules. Thank you.
This is amazing. What did you use to build your platform?
I used Python with an API key from OpenAI. I think I'm using OpenAI 5.2, the newest model. The system is also based on the Google ADK Agent Builder.
Oh, nice. It looks good. Thank you so much for your presentation. If you have any questions for her on her presentation or her session, please drop your questions. We're heading straight to the panel discussion. We have 20 minutes for that, and after that, we just have questions and answers, and we would be out of this place. Thank you so much for still, sticking with us, staying with us. I hope you're enjoying the session as much as I am. I'm learning a lot. Today. Yeah, so would the speakers can drop their LinkedIn URL in the chat so that the participants can connect with them. Thank you. Yeah, so for the moderator for the panel discussion is Sise. Sise, over to you. 20 minutes, and our panelists, thank you for coming on board. Over to you, Sise.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning from anywhere you are. I am Salamatu Sisi, and I'll be the moderator for today's panel session. I am a digital marketer, a community lead, and an advocate for digital technologies. So I'm joining live from Gambia, and it's nice to have you all here. Our session is for 20 minutes, so I would rush a bit so that we can keep to time. So our first speaker is Panshak Koproda. Panshak, if you are with us, kindly turn on your video. So Panshak is a solution-driven tech professional with hands-on experience in Power Platform automation and digital strategy, known for translating complex technology concepts into clear, practical ideas. He supports businesses and learners in leveraging local tools to solve real-life problems. His work reflects a deep commitment to Africa's growing digital economy. So kindly clap for Panshak virtually using your reaction button. So Panshak, if you are here with us, PK, he's my guy, so I usually call him PK. So you can turn on your video. And our next panelist is Oluwamayowa Obidi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. He's a builder, innovator, and low-code advocate, helping organizations streamline processes using Power Platform and modern AI-powered tools. With a passion for practical problem solving, Oluwamayowa works at the intersection of automation, productivity, and user empowerment, making technology approachable for beginners and professionals alike. So Oluwamayowa, kindly turn on your video so that we can, see you. And we have our third speaker, which is Ladislao. Okay, Ladislao Andre. Is a technology enthusiast with a broad understanding of automation, AI application, and digital solution design. He's known for bringing valuable insight into low-code and AI and how low-code and AI can support communities, startups, and young professionals. His contribution helps foster a new generation of African tech builders. So if you are with us, Ladislaw, I hope I pronounced all these names correctly. Kindly turn on your video and let's, clap for him virtually using our reaction button. Then our last speaker, panelist is Oluwatobi Yusuf. He's an emerging voice in the Power Platform and AI space, consistently exploring how modern tools can improve business processes and daily work. With a focus on learning, experimentation, and innovation, Oluwatobi brings a fresh and practical perspective to digital transformation discussion. So let's give him a round of applause too. You can kindly turn on your video, Oluwatobi. So the stage is yours, Oluwatobi, Oluwamayowa, Ladislaw, and Piki.
Yeah, camera.
So, yeah,
well,
their camera is turned on.
I can't see the camera.
Can you listen to me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good.
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, first of all, I'd like
Kindly
to...
turn on your video.
What?
Kindly turn on your video.
My video is
camera.
on. Can you see me?
Yeah, your camera is on. Camera is on. Camera is on.
Oh, okay. I can't see him. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
first of all,
is Panshak here with us?
Yeah, he'll be joining. I think he's here.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
All right. So, who's currently trying to speak?
actually was me, Ladislav.
Ladislav. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Andre.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ladislav. Aha, now I can see you. So, my first question goes to you. So, so what are some of the biggest challenges you've seen in getting organizations to adopt AI and automation, and how do you think they can overcome them? Because we all know that sometimes some of these organizations, it's hard for them to adopt. Like, we have a lot of AI tools and a lot of innovations, but some people are still hell-bent on not adopting them. So you can just explain to us the biggest challenges you've encountered.
Yes, I think, well, first of all, I appreciate being here with you, all of you, and I'm really glad to connect with you guys. My name is Ladislav Andre, and well, I think your question, the way that you were saying, like, it's so many tools that are out there nowadays, and I think this is one of the biggest challenges for people to choose the right tools and also how to integrate those tools. The main problem is, all right, we have this tool and it's really good one, but how can we integrate with what we already have? And then comes the challenge. If we integrate in a tool, for example, that's why it's good to have Microsoft tools, because they are easily integrated with other tools that the company is already using. But if you bring in, that's why I made a question when the speaker was talking about AutoGen. I was asking, what's the drawbacks of using AutoGen instead of using Copilot, for example? Because we know that we're using Copilot, then if you're already using Azure, you're using Power BI or Power Apps, it's easily integrated. You have the governance, which is one of the biggest problems companies are facing, are trying to stick to it, to follow the governance, the company, and there are leakages also. So find the right tools and manage how to integrate those tools with the infrastructure that the company already has. And also, if this is only for one department or for the whole company, because it can become more challenge when you have a new tool to come to the company and it will be used for many departments or across many regions. So I think those are the main challenges, and these challenges come with governance challenges as well, the leakages. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, Ladislav. So, Oluwatobi, my next question goes to you. Are you with us?
Oh, yes, I'm with you. Please, can you confirm you can hear me? Apologies, I think I'm having issues with my camera.
Yes, I can hear you clearly, but I can't see you. But it's okay.
Clear.
Yeah. All right. So, Oluwatobi, what role do you believe AI agents can play in helping Africa's growing digital workforce?
All right. So a lot of ways, right? And I think I just want to talk a bit on how this has transcended, right? There was a time where all you could do, right, with things like the Power Virtual Agents, currently called Copilot Studio, was a Q&A, right, just like a chatbot, right? Yeah. But right now, what you can use your agent to do is it works more like a PA, right? That your personal assistant that can help you without billing you, right? Look at it that way. Your personal assistant, your PA that can work with you without billing you that much, right? So, and right, you can do a lot of things with your AI agents. I was doing a demo I think about some days ago, and I was building an app. I don't know how many of us have leveraged this vibe coding, right? You don't even learn right now. The space have moved such that the time you want to learn, you can learn coding and all of that. There's now low code space, and Paul and other speakers have shown us what you can do with these platforms. And now the space have moved such that you don't need all of the fundamental knowledge of even Power Platform to build, or Power Apps to build, or Power Automate to build, right? You can leverage vibe coding where you just prompt, right? English right now is the programming language, right? You just need to prompt, give it the English, the grammar you want. Oh, I want to be so and so app. With AI agents, you can rephrase that grammar and then prompt your AI. And guess what? With vibe coding in Power Platform, Power Apps, exactly, inside Power Apps, with vibe coding, you can start building your apps. What this do is it provides you the requirements that, oh, you want to build an app, but before we build the app, these are the requirements we want our app to do. Do you agree with this? If you agree, yes. If you don't agree, what else do you want? You add this. The next thing, your data agent takes over. Mind you, are still in control, but you're working with what? Your agents. Now, your data agent takes over, and then it helps you with your data and how the data looks and the data modeling. Your press agent also comes in. Your press agent tells you the cash flow or the process flow rather, that an application will sit here, an automation will sit here, your information can then go to Dataverse, and then you can have maybe another agent sitting on this application. And then after that, your solution agent takes over, and then it builds you a fully functional app. A fully functional app, right? If there was a lot of time, we could have maybe done a couple of demos I would have seen, but we've seen just a couple of demos, right? That was displayed, and this is what agents is then coming to do, right? So beyond, there was this question of should you be scared of AI? No, don't be scared of AI. Be scared of people that are not leveraging AI in doing their work, and that is what we are here to do, right? We are here to educate, to empower, to let you know that you can be that person that know how to leverage AI to become better at what you do. And that's what agent is going to, right? Beyond just what you do, how can you then leverage it as a PA, as a personal assistant, to do your work and your function better, efficiently, and effectively? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oluwatobi. Sorry, I missed you're an MVP and an MCT, so please let's give him a round of applause again. I missed
Our
that,
MVP
but I just
guy.
noticed it.
You didn't turn on your
The whole
camera.
honor.
I'm
Thank you so much
sorry,
for
I'm not
that.
at home, so I'm not at home. I'm using a different laptop, so I'm having issue with the camera, but I'll see if I can turn it on so we can all see my face.
Yeah, sure. But thank you so much for that. I believe, just like you said, like it should just be your PA. If it's your PA, you can get to do a lot of work and just solve a lot of problems. So Panshak is here with us. PK, my guy, you don't want us to see your face. Panshak, are you with us?
Turn on your camera. We need you guys to turn on your camera. We can take a picture.
Yes, please. Oluwamayowa, are you with us?
Yeah, I am. Good evening, everyone. Sorry
Hi,
about my internet.
Can you turn on your video, or you're having difficulty with that too?
So let me try doing that. Hopefully this comes up.
Okay, as you're doing that, I can just, ask you your question, right?
Sure, we can.
All right. So in your work, what's one real example where low code transformed a workflow or improved productivity? You can just, give us an example.
So can you come again? I didn't really hear you.
In your work, like, while doing what you do, right? What's one real example where low code transformed a workflow or improved productivity for you?
Okay. You're tripping out. But I think I would just answer the question. I'll assume the question. So you basically said in my work, how does low code transform productivity?
Yes.
All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Maiwa. I am modern.
MVP.
So yeah. So right now, I'm an MVP of Power Apps, and in my workplace, we basically utilize the Microsoft Power Platform using Power Apps and Power Automate. So in my workspace, is actually very dynamic. It's different a bit from how everyone is on the call. So I work a lot with lawyers. If you can, I work in a law firm. So basically what I do in that law firm is the creation of Power Apps application. And how this basically improves efficiency is these apps that typically take probably a long time for development and tailored for the use case of these lawyers are built in a short amount of time, and the lawyers can basically utilize this application specifically built and tailored for them in their own use cases. It could be in terms of they need to get litigation documents that they need to file in court. So different things have has greatly improved their quality of work and made things easier and faster for them. So that's essentially one example of how the Microsoft Power Platform, especially Power Apps, improves quality of life and also optimizes workflows. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Oluwafobi. Oluwamayowa. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So we all know that AI makes our work easier. I think someone mentioned that if you think AI is taking over your job, then you're on your own. You need to learn how to optimize it to make it work for you and make your work easier. So Panshak, is Panshak here with us? Panshak is not with us, I guess. Okay, so I would come back to Ladislaw again. One last question for you, right? Now, are you with us?
Yes,
Yeah, all right.
I'm
Okay, so if someone wants to start building AI-powered solution but feels overwhelmed, what first step would you recommend? Because I know that it can get, overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, I think where I would start is there are a lot of programs from Microsoft and a lot of tools that you can learn for free. For example, this is just a big insight. If anyone is interested, then you can hit me on LinkedIn. I can invite you to this program. It's the Power Up program. So in the Power Up program, you have Microsoft will give you an email, and you can start building apps using the design planner. And it's something that when I was doing it was really fascinating for me, because you can build a whole entire system only using natural language. That and the courses are really fast. I think it's really a great start, so you can see what's the power of the whole system of the design planner, and because you will describe what you want, and the design planner, artificial intelligence will build many things for you, like apps, Canvas apps, and websites as well, and the databases. It will build everything for you. So then you can start to specializing in some domains. So besides of this, I think there are a lot of great resources out there, and by people joining these events like these and communities, you can get more ideas where you should focus. And so I think, yeah, these resources from communities and these free resources from Microsoft as well, it's really a good start. And you start from the beginner level, and then you go understanding, and by being part of the community, then you keep finding these great resources for people to learn about building apps with building agents as well. Yeah, and in this program that I'm talking, the Power App program, there is the first course is just 1 hour, I think. You build an app, and then you have like co-pilots, more courses that you can follow along, and then you go specializing in building agents. It's really a good resource to start.
Okay.
That's my tip.
Thank you so much for that, Ladislaw. I hope we've all been listening. It's really easy, honestly. Let's not think of it as something really difficult. You just need to start somewhere and you're good to go. So my next question goes to Oluwatobi. Oluwatobi Yusuf, are you with me?
Oh yes, I'm with you. Apologies about the videos, but yes, I'm with you.
All right. So Oluwatobi, you are part of the new generation stepping into AI and automation, right? So what excites you most about the future, with regards to AI and automation?
Right. So I think what excites me the most would be that it's scary, right? So it's scary and exciting. I think I'll explain that in a bit. So it's scary and exciting in the sense that, to be sincere, we are not really sure what the next 4, 5, no, what the next 5, 10 years is going to be like. Because who would have imagined that we would have a system writing a whole full code and even deploying code right now, right? And this just shows us that the future, right? The future is really kind of scary in terms of what's coming forth. But then again, it's exciting in the sense that it's new for all of us, right? And that's what I want us to view this from. I want us to view from that perspective. It's new for everybody. So the earlier you come on this, the better for you, the better for me, right? Because it's pretty new. The whole AI world, the whole AI hype, as some people call it, is pretty new, right? So jumping on it early is the advantage we all have, right? And the good thing is there are resources here and there. Like a lot of resources out there to even help you get started. Like thank you. Our previous, like the panelists just before me already showed us how we can start learning from Microsoft Learn, right? There's also the Powers program we talked about to start learning, right? But I think what really excites me, right, the most is the fact that it's more like a playing ground for each and every one of us to go in and start learning and building ourselves. And the good thing is it makes you do your work better. That's the truth. Things that take you hours to do, you can do it in few minutes, right? Even things like debugging, right? I think we were having a conversation in the office a couple of while ago about how there was a time like when I was learning Power Platform, right there. No, I was learning Power Platform, just a short story. When I was learning Power Platform, I had an issue doing a particular code, right, deploying a particular app. And guess what? It was working perfectly. It was working perfectly. The only issue was it wasn't giving me the, it was working, meaning the code didn't have any error, but it wasn't giving me the display I wanted. Do you know I spent days debugging this? But guess what? The issue was I replaced a comma with a semicolon. That was all. Meanwhile, an AI would have shown me how I can do this within seconds. Just last week, I was deploying a web page, and guess what? I leveraged Claude, and Claude gave me a full scripted language on what to do. Right, all I needed to do was copy and paste. I just made some few editing here and there, and my web page was good to go. And that's where AI is for each and every one of us. So the goal and the end, if you're not taking anything from this section, what you take from this section is this is a new space for each and every one of us. Myself, yourself, Tabitha, Stephanie, all of the panelists, all of us are new to this. So the earlier you jump on this, the better, and it's going to definitely make you more productive, more efficient, and more effective. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Oluwatobi. AI is our friend, so the earlier we embrace it, the better for us all. So, last but not the least, Oluwa Mayowa, how do you see the collaboration between AI agents and human professionals evolving in the next few years? I think it's similar to Oluwatobi's question, but different perspective.
Okay, so how do I see the AO agents, AI
Collaboration,
agents,
yes,
and
between,
human
yes,
interaction?
yeah.
I think it's going to be quite interesting. I think it's going to be a future where you need to be able to effectively use the AI agents AI agents to make your work faster, to make your work easier, and that future is only going to be fun for people who are open to innovation, who are open to learning, because like we've said it a lot of times, AI isn't going to replace you in your job. It's just going to be someone that knows how to utilize AI well that is going to replace you. So in the future, you basically need to be able to be open to growth, open to level up, open to learn, because the world is effectively going to keep changing as fast as possible. Now like Toby just mentioned vibe coding, which is in Power Apps, and it's a thing that's going to be big in the future. And how you just need to give it some prompts, and it's building your apps for you. And then obviously to make that vibe coding a little bit better, you can now utilize AI products like ChatGPT and Claude. So it's only someone that's able to effectively use these platforms that can now make that can make apps that can basically power and help an organization. So the future belongs to those who are open to change, who are open to learning, and who are open to effectively using the AI to make their work faster and easier. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Oluwamayowa. Thank you all so much, my panelists. It has been honestly an interesting session, even though our time is really limited. But we've all learned a lot. I believe that we've all jotted down one point or another. And in conclusion, we all know that AI is here to stay. AI is our friend. And the earlier we, learn how to use AI and integrate it in our work, the better for us all. So thank you all so much. Over to our host, Stephanie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, all our panelists, Andrea, Oluwatobi, the MVP guy, Mayowa, the MVP guy, Sisi, my darling, and PK. So thank you so much. I would really, really appreciate it. I enjoyed this session a lot. Thank you. And thank you to all 30 of you that are still on the call, even after 10 p.m. As in, I wish I can give you my heart so you can just take it. So quickly, we'll go to question and answers. Mrs. Fiem, are you ready for us? You have 5 minutes.
Yes, I am.
All
Wow.
right, so take over.
Okay. Thank you once again to our panelists. And thank you to our speakers. We have a question. I don't know if Rim is on the call. She took AutoGen. I don't know if she's still on the call. Rim, we have like 2 questions for her. I don't know if she can answer us.
Yeah, she's still on the call. Rim, she's still on the call.
Okay, if she's not on the call, we will.
Yeah, she's still on the call. I think I could see her address there. She's still there.
Is she still on the call?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, Rim. Okay, we have like 2 questions for you that we would want your answer to that. One of the questions is, okay. We can see how powerful it is to work with AutoGen and the flexibility it provides. But what are the drawbacks of using AutoGen compared to using tools like Copilot Studio? So what are the drawbacks?
I think when it comes to frameworks like AutoGen, it's heavily based on, you can see now that it's GUI, drag and drop, but when it comes to deployment, then you have to download the JSON file. You have to be heavily involved in creating like Docker, for example, containers, to install everything that you need, like from libraries to other frameworks that you need to develop your application. So I can say that in short, AutoGen Studio can help you develop quick prototypes, where if you want to take that into deployment, then you have to be heavily involved into deployment operations, whereas other options like Copilot is like enterprise level. I think that one is like mostly used by the companies, and yeah, I think that one is like more of production ready rather than like small MVP or prototype level.
Okay, thank you very much for your insights. We still have another question, so let's just go with that. And one of the questions is for a beginner, how can they start using AutoGen Studio? Where do they start from as beginners?
Yeah, actually, I keep get this question a lot, not necessarily related to AutoGen, but like machine science or maybe understanding AI, I always say that start by whatever you're comfortable with. Like, let's say, for example, you find like one course on YouTube, you stick to that, you finish it, and then you try always to build something. So whenever you involve your skills into building production ready, not like production ready, but like maybe small prototypes, and then you keep building on top of them, you will be able to acquire this skill. And remember, I think everyone here are either having the knowledge or maybe the skills that will allow them to acquire this new skill. So you can think of it as something on top of the skills that you already have. It's not like pretty new. Everything that you actually use in Autogen is nothing but putting together all the knowledge that you have theoretically into practice. So just pick one source, finish developing everything, and then move on to other resources. The problem always comes if one wants to jump from one resource to another, to a third one, to a fourth one, and then never sticking to the end, you won't be able to see the results. But if you could stick to one resource, that would be great.
Wow. Thank you very much. We look forward to still learning from you. Like you said, you're open to teach. So we look forward to collaborating with you to learn more. Thank you very much. Next, we would go to our other speakers. I would like to start with Ladislo. And one of the questions says, we would want your expert highlights on AI literacy. This question is for Mr. Andre. We want your expert highlights on AI literacy and human in the loop. That is, where do you insert human review for the biggest impacts? Idea, stage, pre-publish or post-deploy, and who signs off? That's a question we have for you.
All right, I didn't understand the human interaction. AI literacy and what?
Where do you insert human review for the biggest impacts? Idea stage, pre-publish or post-deploy, and who signs off? That's for AI literacy and human in the loop. We just want your experts' advice or highlights on that. Where does the human factor come in?
Can you write this? Because it's a little difficult to understand this English.
Okay.
You mentioned three phases where the human could interact. Which one are those phases? I didn't get it.
So where do you insert the human review? Like for the where does the biggest impact come from in terms of the human in terms of the human being in the loop of AI literacy? Where do you get the biggest impact from?
In my opinion, it would be in validation of the data that it's coming in for the artificial intelligence. Why? Because I was doing a session, I forgot which event, and this is garbage in, garbage out. We have this when talking about AI systems. If the data that is feeding the AI, it's not accurate, it has incorrect information, then it doesn't matter. Like at the end, we will have artificial intelligence that it's giving wrong information. And I think that it's more difficult for the human that it's on the post phase after the AI system is already working to validate, because sometimes it's hard to validate this accuracy because there are errors that the system will give you responses and you can assume if this is right or wrong. So my insight would be in the validation phase of data that it's coming to feed the artificial intelligence. So the first phase for me, like we building the feature tables, doing the there is a name I forgot. do the engineering of taking those data and make it accurate for feed to feed the artificial intelligence. I think it's where it's more critical to have human interference.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for answering our questions. We really appreciate. Today has really been an insightful section for me. It has like woken up something that has been sleeping to learn and do more. So we will take the next question, which I would call on Mr. Oluwatobi, and our next question is for you. It says, we would want your expert highlights on governance and security. That's for Power Platform. What's your simplest, reliable, in terms of development, test, and production ALM approach for non-developer solutions and solutions, pipeline, approvals, and rollback? So I would just want a little bit of your highlights of expert opinion on that in terms of governance and security for Power Platform. Hi, Mr. Oluwatobi, are you still with us?
Yeah, apologies. I'm trying to show my video on the camera and I'm talking from another camera because of, like I said, I'm not at home, so apologies about that.
No problem. We can just listen to you, even if we can't see you. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, speaking on governance, right? Yeah, speaking on governance, I think it's now easier than it has always been, right? Right now we have an automated pipeline. Now, for those wondering, what's the question about? What's governance? What's security in local? How does that relate to me? Look at it this way. There was a time I want to build, right? There's a time I want to build an application, and I needed to reach out, right, to the IT team to build the application for me, right? And now we are saying, oh, you don't need to go to IT to build an application. As a business user, you can now build your own application. We now give you the power to build the application. Now, what now happens is, oh, tomorrow, Toby can wake up and build an application, right? And everybody's using it. Next tomorrow, Stephanie can wake up and, oh, she saw an amazing solution, or she's working in a company and she needs to. I'm just trying to give a background like to why this question exists and what you can do better, right? Now, Stephanie wakes up tomorrow and like, in my company, we do this, we do that, and I need to solve this issue, right? Why don't I leverage Power Apps or Power Automate or one of these local tools to solve it? Now, Stephanie goes ahead and builds. Now, mind you, Stephanie builds that thing for herself. Then Stephanie begins to use that. There's no problem. Now, Stephanie team's member or Stephanie colleague at work now sees Stephanie using this particular tool. She's now like, oh, Stephanie, I see you using this tool and it's making you do your work better. Can you share it with me? Now, because of we've made this easy, you can easily share this application with your team members. Stephanie shares the application with her team member. Our team members start using it. Before you know it, the whole team is using this application. In some cases, you would see that even the the organization at large begin to use some of these platforms, right? What now happens is if Stephanie now for some reason maybe relocate, resign, leave that company, Stephanie's account is deleted, and all of that amazing solution that all of them are using because Stephanie started using disappears. Why? Because that application sits on what Stephanie's account, and Stephanie built it out of the innocency of, oh, I'm building it for myself. But one way or the other, it has gone around the organization. Now, this is what we call a security or a governance problem, right? It's a governance problem because IT did not have an hand in that application. That is why we're having this problem, right? And previously, what you had to do was you would manually go and create a UAT environment, a production environment, and start building and start deploying, and it's taking a lot of time. Right now, with the automated pipeline that we have in Power Platform, right, you can easily deploy, right? You can easily deploy. You can just build in your user environment or developer environment, and using automated pipeline, you can just move that solution to your UAT environment, And after your testing, you can easily move it to your production environment, right? And what happens at this point is when you move it across to your production environment, IT then take ownership of this application so that if tomorrow anybody leaves the organization, that amazing solution still remains and the impact what still remains. So leveraging the automated pipeline is one way to solve that. Now, talking about security, the good thing with the whole system right now is you don't need to worry too much of security, right? Because leveraging the Power Platform, it already leverages Microsoft security system, and we all know that Microsoft is still one of the biggest investors when it comes to security in the world, right? So with Microsoft solution Power Platform, you don't need to worry too much on security because it's already taken care of by leveraging the platform, right? But on the governance system, we also have what we call the COE. COE stands for Center of Excellence, right? I'm not going to talk in depth on this, but you can browse about this and check this out. Center of Excellence is something you can use within your organization to better manage the infrastructure and the governance of any Power Platform system in your organization. And with Center of Excellence, you can have insight. Once an application is built, you will know. Once someone starts working on something, you will know, and you can take ownership, right? So that is what I will just speak to, right? So to that, thank you.
Thank you for your insight. We really appreciate. Okay, I'll just call on Mr. Fortress to round it up. What's Mr. on reviewing AI generated content? That's in terms of presentation and marketing. I think we'll take this and we would round up. Thank you very much. Mr. Ford?
Sorry, please, could I get your question again?
Yes.
I said, please, could I?
Okay.
Question.
I said. Okay, so we would want your experts' view on reviewing AI generated content in terms of presentation and marketing. Reviewing
Okay.
AI generated content.
Okay, so that's actually a very interesting topic because, AI has improved productivity, but at the same time, AI has also caused the creation of a lot of generic content because you see that some people are making posts on LinkedIn, generating PowerPoint presentation files, and they don't really know what's even there because they don't really evaluate what they are putting online because AI is just generating everything. And I believe that problem comes down to context actually, because AI, as I said, has revealed that the major problem was never skill or the ability to ship products or create presentations. It's actually the ability to know exactly what you want to do and use that to achieve what you want to do. So for me on my end, I believe despite the fact that AI is automating stuff, we should still own whatsoever we are putting out there. So either it's a LinkedIn post or a business proposal, a pitch deck, or an advertisement or whatsoever, don't just let AI lead the way. You should lead the way. AI is just a tool that assists you in whatsoever you're doing. It's like, think of AI as a butler or as an assistant that just helps you achieve your goal. You are the one that knows the goal, either as a developer, a marketer, a business founder, whatsoever you are doing. So my point concerning reviewing the content that we put online, whether marketing content or presentations, I believe the place for context should not be left to AI. As humans, we should still own whatsoever idea we're putting out. We should just use AI to improve our productivity, improve efficiency. Yeah, so that's what I think regarding this topic.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your insights. And this brings us to the end of our questions. Any other ones we will post it on the page. Thank you very much. I hand this over to Stephanie.
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I just enjoyed the whole thing. Paul said it looks like what was the word he used? Something conference. The whole session, each of the sessions have been mind-blowing. And I want to really appreciate each and every one of us for sticking to this time. Like, thank you to all the speakers, the Just Microsoft team. I saw Tosin, Fem, Bosti, CC, Panshak, Stephanie, and Paul, and everybody, the volunteers, the participants, for being here to the end. Thank you so much. So one last thing I want you all to do for me is turn on your camera so we can take I can take a picture. I can take a picture. I love pictures. I love memories. Oluwatosi, why did you not turn off your camera? I was just seeing you just now. I don't understand. So please, can we all turn our cameras on so that I can just, for memory's sake, this is like our first big virtual event. And don't worry, even if you're not looking fine, even if there's no lights, just smile. Use your teeth. I'll see. But still, you're not turning on your camera. I'll remove your wig. Okay, so let's turn on our cameras, please. Remy, Mayowa, Fortress, Andre. Yes. So you're turning on the camera. The whole thing is looking so. Where's my camera? Come on. Yes. Hey. Sorry. Yes. Don't turn off your camera. I'm taking the pictures. Yes. So if you see yourself online. Okay. Thank you for turning on your camera. Don't turn off your camera yet. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm taking pictures. I have taken pictures. You people are looking fine this night. Are you sure you people are in your homes like this? All right. So
weekend outing.
But still, I didn't see you in my picture.
But I do. Yeah. Do that one.
I can't even see you. I'm only hearing your voice.
Okay. Slide to the other this thing. You know there are like two different slide.
I've changed your outfit.
Toby, let's see your face. Toby,
Yeah, see my face now.
I cannot see you. I cannot see you. Finally. How are you feeling now? Now, how are you feeling now that you've turned on your camera?
All right, thank you so much. Over to our team lead, Paul, to end this wonderful time. Like, you guys should not go.
Wow. Please, I would just want us to give a big reaction, a round of applause to ourselves. This is a beautiful time. I really don't know how to say this, but this is an experience. First of kind we're doing here in the north city. We're so happy to have you all join. I'm so happy to see Toby finally. I can see his face. I could see Reem. I mean, I'm so happy to see you guys. Reem, I see you're doing a good job on YouTube. So please, we need your LinkedIn handles. Drop it there so that the community can follow you. And the program you're talking about, Reem, we look forward to seeing it. You can post it or share it with Stephanie. She's going to have so that we have audio but join. Ladislaw, I finally see your face. Like, I see you doing a great job, and for you to be here, it's good to have you, Ladislaw. Thank you for coming, Fortress and Panshek and everyone that turned up. We're really grateful. I said I see this like a developers conference, like AI developer conference, and Microsoft Build is coming up in July. I think we here we're planning something big. I want to say it's going to be like yes, we're speaking low code and no code. How many of us see what Copilot is, Microsoft did to the terminal, the window command line, where you could run Copilot in the command line? I believe you've seen that angle. So we are looking at doing something for Microsoft Build that time. We want to have a whole challenge in the command line on how people could actually deploy their code and do a lot with the command line infrastructure that Microsoft. So Build is coming up and we're doing something about that. Thank you for coming in. Thank you seriously. We've learned from AutoGen. We've seen what it can do. We've seen custom AI. We've seen innovating business. We've seen health development by Lamini. These are beautiful things and an experience. With permission, I hope we can push pictures on all the platform and the YouTube also. Thank you very much. We, Ladislaw, you are coming from that station. We intend to do something about the developer platform, and we're using Microsoft Build period. So we'll be doing a lot with coding and seeing how Copilot could work on the command line and how we could actually deploy low code, doing more of conversation now on the terminal instead of just coding, but conversation. So thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you in our next session. Reem, Toby, and great others. Thank you. This brings us to the end of GBB 2026 for the Just edition. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye from me.
Good night. Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night from University of Lagos.
Bye.
I think we are finally seeing Oluwatobi's face after his session.
He doesn't even want to not leave. He doesn't want to not go.
I think it on another line. My line is not being. Can you guys see me? Can you see me? I'm talking from the line now.
Okay.
Thank you. So let's do the quick style. If you invite us to
All right.
invite us.